In this video, I'm going to explain to you why saving your money is a stupid idea, and I'm going to give you 2 reasons why. Plus, at the end of the video, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to actually grow your money in 3, 2, 1. What's up, fam? This is Bill coming to you from Southern California, giving you your weekly terrible financial advice. This channel is dedicated to helping you do 2 things. Number 1, to grow your money, and number 2, to help you make more of it. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. And if you have any strategies that I may have overlooked, feel free to leave those in the comments section below. I consider this more like a family. I'd like everyone to help each other out. But you know what? You came here for some terrible financial advice, so let's go. All right, so my parents always, no matter what happened, whether it was a birthday, it was a Christmas, whatever it was, I would always, any money that I got, I'd have to save it all. And it became really frustrating to me. When I would ask my parents, hey, why am I saving all of this money? They would tell me, you know what, someday, Billy, it's gonna rain, and you need to save that for a rainy day. Which honestly, living in Southern California, it doesn't rain much. Biggest mistake number 1. Guess what happens when you decide to deposit your said money into your bank account? They spend it. Well, actually, they loan it out to other people. Well, that seems like a really safe place for your money. Giving it to someone that's actually going to lend it out to someone else? Think about that for a moment. You give me $10,000. Let's pretend I'm Mr. Bank. You give me $10,000 and then I turn around and then I loan it to my friend. I don't know about you, but if I were to give $10,000 to one of my friends, I said, hey bro, will you hold this for me? I'll be right back. And then I come back a week, a month, a year later, and they're like, oh, you know what? You're gonna have to wait on that. I don't know, I don't think they would be my friend anymore, especially if I found out that they loaned it out to someone else. So let's recap mistake number 1. When you go into the bank with your money and you give it to them and you say, hey, Mr. Teller dude, can you put this in the vault for me? He says, oh yeah, sure. He doesn't actually put it in the vault for you, he actually loans it out to someone else. Mistake number 2 is the more you save, the more you lose. You're actually losing the purchasing power of your money the longer it sits there. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that's not true. That's just called inflation. And here has historically been the biggest problem with governments printing currency is you need more and more and more of the stuff to be able to buy the things that you want. I don't know about you, but in my life, the currency that I have held has all gone down and I've needed more and more of it to be able to buy things. So yeah, that's kind of a big question. Why are you saving that stuff? Why would you save something that in the end will actually be worth less? I remember when I was a kid, investing money was a good idea. Not so much saving money, because the CDs back in those days were paying me 12%, which was really good. I think that was on a 1-year CD. So I was getting 12% on a CD, and I think my savings account, I don't know, it wasn't much at all. For those of you that are asking, what's a CD? It's just, think of it as just one step above a savings account. If I would have, back in high school, put $199 away in a CD, if I were to stick that $199 a month, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior of high school, and then do that in college for 4 years. Guess how much, and then not touch it again. Literally just invest it. So that's a total of 8 years at 12%, and then come back later, right now, if I were to pull it up on my computer, guess how much I would have in that account right now. And remember, I'm not adding anything to it. I am literally just taking the money from high school and the money from college, $199, and leaving it in there and not adding to it. Just put it in there and come back and say, hey, how much do we got? I actually just looked it up. It's close to $900,000. That's $900,000 at a 12% interest rate, and I just put it in there and I never touched it. Now, if I were to do that exact same number today. 4 years in high school, 4 years in college, at a $199 investment at today's rate, I just looked down there at the computer, I would have a whopping, let's take a look, $22,000. Whoopee! And I'm using today's savings rate of, what is it? A 0.5% or 1/4%. So same everything, $199 a month. One pays me almost close to $1 million, and the other one's $22,000, which at today's rate would almost squeeze you into a Toyota Prius if that is your choice. Okay, let's recap mistake number 1 and number 2, and let's figure out a way that we can actually grow our money rather than lose our money. Okay, so mistake number 1, your bank loans out your money to other people, and all I'm doing is thinking like, hey, why don't you just turn around and loan it to other people and kind of beat them to it? Now, I won't have time in this video, but I'm gonna explain to you how you can actually loan your money to other people, beating the bank, and you actually get to make money and the banks don't. Just don't tell them that I told you. Mistake number 2, the longer you leave it in there, the less value it has. So let's take that $11 for example. When I was a kid, it cost $11 to get into Disneyland. Now let's say I decided, heck, you know what? I'm gonna save that money and I'm gonna wait to use that till I get older. When, me now, 47 years old, I'm now gonna take that $11 and I'm gonna rush to Disneyland and I'm gonna slap that currency down on the table and say, hey, let me into Disneyland. Truth is, I probably couldn't even make it into the entrance where I can park my car, because I think that's $19 right now, unless that went up to $20. But I mean, $11 isn't gonna do anything. So actually, saving that $11, now what is it? It's over $100 to get into Disneyland. I wouldn't be able to make it in. So yes, saving currency actually, now wait for it, it's a joke, doesn't make sense. What do we do with all of this currency that we have? Do we put it under our mattress, which I don't think would be a very good idea in my house, because my wife would probably be vacuuming and thinking, oh my gosh, look at this. Now remember, all financial investments have risks. Even sticking your money under a mattress is risk. Trust me, in my house, 2 days max, that $100 wouldn't be there. But I can tell you that sticking it into a savings account, putting your said currency into a savings account, you've already actually lost. And what I mean by lost is, like I said before, I take my $11 that could have got me into Disneyland, but I chose to save it. And now that I'm 47 years old, I'm gonna march on down there to Disneyland and take that $11. It doesn't work. I need 11 plus another 11 plus another 11 plus another 11, and so on and so forth. So saving currency doesn't work. Now, when I invest, there's actually 2 key principles that I look for, and compound interest is my first one. Albert Einstein says that compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe. I mean, heck, if Albert Einstein says that that's the most powerful force in the universe, I would highly recommend you use it. Most powerful force in the universe, and you're putting it to work towards your money. I think that's a pretty darn good idea. Thanks, Albert. All right, you guys, so I'm wrapping this up. I am done. I hope that I answered your question on why you came here. I really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you again so much for taking the time out of your day. And I've been standing here for about an hour, so I'm gonna go use the restroom.